in the Punjab Kings, it doesn't matter how many times you change your name. Just changing your name is not going to help. I'm afraid you've got to do something a bit more fundamental than that.
Yeah, and let's talk about them for starters, because at the end of the day, how do you get over a result like that? Because it was just daylight robbery, wasn't it?
Yeah, horrendous, really. But it's not the first time that it's happened to them, is it? We've seen this from Punjab before in previous seasons, where they kind of are flattered to, but people are thinking, okay, they've turned a corner. KL Rahul is making big runs. They've made some excellent sort of all-round signings from the Caribbean Premier League, guys like Puran and Fabian Allen, etc. Shafane Rutherford, who he's gone, isn't he? He's no longer available for them. But it's just a little bit lightweight in terms of what some of the rest of the teams are calling upon. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if again you're searching for answers in things. They've got, Adil Rashid's got his first ever gig in the IPL. It's taken all these years of being, a terrific white ball bowler for England and in England before they've picked him up, and he's kind of found himself in a team whereby, he's used to playing in England sides where they score a lot of runs. The Punjab Kings have not got that sort of depth and that sort of consistency in their lineup to give him the sort of the amount of strike rate or the scoring rates that he wants the opposition batters to have in order to be fully effective.
Yeah, true that. And if there's one thing which is positive for Punjab is, of course, the left armour in Arshdeep Singh, because he's, of course, taking the duck like water. I mean, in terms of the IPL especially, bowling those critical overs. A word on him, because he seems to be the only bright spark.
Yeah, I mean, you could just point to that and say, well, he's left-handed, so the left arms are like gold dust. But that I think that sort of is a little bit unfair on somebody that comes into it with not a great deal of fanfare. People don't know a massive amount about him. And he's acquitted himself beautifully, and he might be one of those guys in future auctions that gets picked up for a stack by a more successful franchise looking for their dose of left arm magic. So he's done himself no end of favors.
All right, let's move on to the predictions then, because Cricket.com has Mayank Agarwal to score the most runs in this one. It's happening in Sharjah, like we said. So let's see if Butch agrees or disagrees, because the other batsmen in the mix, Warner, of course, got a golden duck. His first duck since 2016 in the IPL, believe it or not. Then other candidates, maybe KL Rahul. Who do you go for here in terms of most runs in Sharjah for this one?
Wow, it's so tough. But I mean, again, you're thinking to yourself, I'm going for Warner. I think if they pick him and play him, I wouldn't have played him in the last game. I would have gone for Roy. They went for him. I can't see them changing their mind after a duck, because that would make it look like you didn't know what you were doing the first time round. And at Sharjah, I think even if you're in really bad nick, that first duck first would have really stung him, and so I'd expect a bit of a comeback from David Warner. So I'm going to go for him.
And it makes sense, because historically he actually fancies Punjab as a franchise the most. He scored the most runs against them. So let's see if that trend continues. Bowlers, it's gone kind of rogue here. Left field in Harpreet Brar, the left armour. It could be a similar surface that we saw today. We saw Jadeja reap the benefits, but of course Brar could do the same. Do you agree, or do you see someone like Rashid Khan, who you went for last time, and give you absolutely not?
Yeah, no, I'm not going there either. I think I might go for Khalil Ahmad, who took 3 for 21 against them in the only win that they had in the competition. So I'm going for him again. Don't ask me why. It's a hunch more than anything else.
I'll tell you why, because you're left-handed. You've gone for Warner already. You've gone for another left-hander in Khalil Ahmad. Fair play to you. Let's see who you side on the fence with this one here, because it's even Stevens in terms of Cricket.com, I should say. 51% to Punjab. And you can't really call this one because, like I said, it's almost a relegation battle, isn't it?
It is. And I'm going to go for the Sunrisers.
Okay. Sunrisers to pull off something magical in Sharjah for their fans, and they could be party poopers, of course. Mark Butcher, it's been a pleasure, of course, to pick your brain about IPL cricket once again. I just get this pleasure every night in terms of talking great cricket with you, and hope that continues on cricket.com. And you guys, viewers back home, subscribe, because Mark will talk to us about a lot of other things in the near future as well. Hopefully we can ask him a couple of questions of the World Cup and whatnot. Until then, it's a goodbye from us. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, should I say it? Let me just get it right. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Goodbye from me.